Breaking: Wike meets with Fayemi Omisore in London as rift with Atiku widens. Welcome to the news. If you are new, kindly subscribe. And if you have been there, thank you for your support and welcome back to the news of the day. The crisis currently rocking the People's Democratic Party (PDP) may not become an end very soon, as the governor of Rivers State, Wike, is yet again meeting with key members of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) in an apparent move to either leave the party or scuttle the chances of its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. It is no longer news that Wike and Atiku have been at loggerheads for months now, following the outcome of the party's presidential primaries. Politics Nigeria has reliably gathered that Wike, Oyo State Governor Mr. Seyi Makinde, Ekiti State Governor Dr. Kayode Fayemi, and the National Secretary of the All Progressive Congress (APC), Mr. Omisore, met in London at the weekend to explore the areas of collaboration ahead of the 2023 elections. This development is coming a day after a key ally of Wike, Abia State Governor Dr. Okezi Ikpeazu, clarified that he will not leave the main opposition party, explaining that his alliance with Wike was to negotiate better deals for the Southeast. With the renewed call for Ayu's resignation, there was palpable tension within the camp of the presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, following the accusation that he was shielding Ayu from resigning. So far, People's Democratic Party stakeholders from the South, including the supporters of Wike, are mobilizing for a showdown with Ayu supporters over his continued stay in office. The Southern stakeholders are demanding that Ayu should relinquish his position for the Southwest as a strategy against Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidential bid on the platform of the All Progressive Congress. The demand for Ayu to step down is no longer just a campaign of Wike, but has metamorphosed into a Southern agenda. The general perception in the party at the moment is that with Atiku from the Northeast, Ayu from the North Central, and the chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, Governor Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto State from the Northwest, the Southern members of the party have been marginalized. There is nothing for the South other than the office of the National Secretary, held by Senator Samuel Anyanwu, and the Vice Presidential candidate, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, a source disclosed. The source explained that Atiku's camp has been thrown into panic because there is a strong suspicion that the presidential candidate is backing Ayu. This is the time for the presidential candidate to speak out and prove to Nigerians that he can take tough decisions. Atiku's continued silence on the matter of agitation for Ayu to step down is not golden, he said. And other People's Democratic Party stakeholders from the South revealed that Ayu will bring only little value to the table. What is Ayu bringing into the campaigns that Atiku cannot sacrifice him? I can't believe that Atiku is this weak to take a tough decision. Let us see how all this will go with the National Caucus and National Executive Meeting, ESCO meeting. Also speaking on the issue, a former governor elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party said the manipulations and horse trading that took place at the presidential convention and the nomination of Okowa as the vice presidential candidate have divided the once united People's Democratic Party Governors Forum. The former governor noted that because of the role played by the chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors, Tambuwal, a meeting of the party's governors cannot be called to intervene on issues affecting the party. The former governor said the governors have thrown their weight behind Atiku and Wike, stating that this is the time for the presidential candidate to step in and restore normalcy within the party members. The former governor said it is a complete falsehood to think that there is no crisis at hand. It was further gathered that the governors of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, Enugu State, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, Abia State, Dr. Okozie Ikpeazu, Bauchi State, Senator Bala Mohammed, and Benue State, Samuel Otom have lined up behind Wike to insist that Ayu must go. Even Otom, that is from Benue State, is insisting that his kinsman must go. Wow, this is indeed politics. However, Ukowa, Akwa Ibom State Governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, his counterpart in Edo, Godwin Obaseki, and Bayelsa State Senator Dayo Diri have thrown their weight behind Atiku. The house is already divided. No wonder the crisis is festering. It's like this crisis may not be resolved till after this election. If they go into the election with this kind of divided house, it may be very challenging to even get the 25% they require in most of the states of the Federation. This may end up being a contest between APC and Labour Party, because it has divided against itself. There's no way they can stand. And definitely, some people, I'm sure even outside the party, will continue to make sure that this crisis is not resolved until after the election of 2023. Well, we'll wait to see what goes on and how it ends. The trio of Wike, Otom, and Makinde left Nigeria for London. The trip on Friday, the trip to London, it was gathered, was to conclude plans for their mobilization for the NEC meeting and National Caucus meeting. Wike, Makinde, Fayemi, and Omisore were also said to have met in London to explore area of collaborations ahead of the 2023 election. A close source to the Wike's camp said this is Atiku's time to show leadership, and he should not fail the party. He should wait on the matter before NEC, and the outcome should be announced there. If he cannot manage the crisis within this party, how are we sure he's going to manage the crisis bedeviling the whole country? The party, everybody is looking at them. Honestly, apart from people putting pressure onto making sure that the crisis is not resolved, as the presidential candidate, he needs to wade in leadership and make sure that this crisis is resolved before the presidential election. Otherwise, people will see him as a weakling that cannot resolve the crisis in his party as a presidential candidate. That is going to be a minus for Atiku going into this election. This is the hour of reckoning for Atiku and Ayu. But if he should play the ostrich, we will help him to lose the election, the source said. Wike is not relenting in his bid to ensure that the NEC and National Caucus of the party forced Ayu to resign, the same way Prince Uche Secondus was forced to vacate the seat as the national chairman. It was gathered that even after other presidential aspirants that took part in the presidential primary are not happy with the Ayu-led NEC, as nobody has reached out to them so far. 10 members of the National Working Committee have signed that Ayu must go. Well, will this be the end of PDP before the presidential election? Will this make them to lose the election, or will this bring them together and become stronger? What is your opinion on this? Kindly make it known as you subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you soon.